Thank you so much for joining us on Pacific Beat this morning. Paul Holden there, lead economist with BSDI and the Pacific Asian Development Bank. US Pacific Beat here on Radio Australia. Coming up, we'll talk women's rugby and Samoa as they continue a talent search to build a side strong enough they hope to make it to the Olympics in Rio later this year. We'll also hear from Samoa's futsal team. They won the AFC Championship yet again. They're on the way to another World Cup, and this time they want to be competitive, they say. We'll hear from their coach and captain after the headlines now from Kerry Worthington.
Thanks, Richard. Good morning. Saudi Arabia says it's deployed warplanes to a base in Turkey in order to intensify its fight against the Islamic State group in Syria. The Saudi foreign minister says his country is ready to deploy ground troops as well. But the Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev has warned any deployment of troops in Syria would lead to what he calls a full-fledged long war. The Australian Foreign Minister, Julie Bishop, will discuss developments in North Korea with her Japanese counterpart in Tokyo today. As Bishop says Japan and Australia have an important strategic relationship and need to discuss last week's missile launch in North Korea. Australia's Labor opposition has asked the Australian Federal Police to investigate the activities of former Turnbull Government Minister Stuart Robert during a business trip to China in 2014. Stuart Robert stepped down from the government's front bench last week for breaching ministerial standards. More news coming up at the top of the hour.
Gary, thanks very much indeed. You're Pacific Beat here on Radio Australia at the start of another week. Thanks for joining us wherever you may be listening. We're going to talk sport for the next few minutes. But just 4 months to go before the final round of Olympic qualifying in Ireland. The coach of the Samoan women's rugby sevens team is still searching for new talent to strengthen the squad and build a side good enough to take the last spot available for Rio. Trials are taking place in Samoa and New Zealand with the aim of unearthing fresh players with the potential to make an immediate impact on the international stage. Ramsey Tomokino is coach of Manasuna Samoa and joins us this morning. Ramsey, welcome to the programme.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's quite a task that you've set yourself. I mean, effectively, you are attempting to rebuild the side from the ground up. You don't have a lot of time. So how do you think you can find these players?
Oh, I'm actually hoping that, there's not a lot of time, but we've always operated like that, and we've always operated with players coming in from all over. And in our men's team, and it's obviously no different with our women's. We've just got to, hopefully find girls that are, either dropping out of either the NZ Australian system or decided that, hey, actually I want to have a go and have a crack at Samoa. And I can only speak from the NZ system, but I know they bank a lot of talent and a lot of girls, and keep them sort of strung along a little bit in terms of the goal to try and represent New Zealand. But